leave to drive back to college that night, and they had a van. Do you remember that? And so Jeannie was with us, his sister, and we walked with the guys back out to the van. And so, you know, he was saying goodnight, and he sticks out his hand to shake my hand, and what was there, 3 or 4 guys in the crummy, the van there, and they started jeering him and saying,
"Oh, hard time.
Kiss her, Tom, kiss her." So here, oh no, that was senior recognition, was when we just got together. This was at homecoming.
Yeah.
So there were thousands of people there, because all the people that had graduated come back for homecoming.
Uh-huh.
And so it's Saturday night, everybody just coming out of the program. And so he grabs me and kisses me goodbye. And the boys were, jeering him on. And so everybody's standing on the front lawn outside the gymnasium looking over there to see what's going on.
So a very public first kiss.
A very public.
She stayed kissed too. Yeah.
Anyways, that's the beginnings.
That was the beginning, and then I think it was my sophomore year, and she was a freshman
At college.
at Walla Walla College in Washington. And by this time we'd seen each other a few times, and she asked me if I wanted to go to meet her folks in Garden Valley and see her ranch.
That's not
That was on
the way it
Christmas.
started. Because I got up there to college thinking, oh, well, we're gonna. He never asked me out, nothing. And he was dating some other girls around and stuff, and I thought, well, okay then, hooey on you. And then at the what do you call it, where they sold sandwiches and they had the pool
Sack.
table at the Sack, yeah. I got off work. I was working at a vet clinic, and I got off work late because we were doing surgeries and stuff. And I went in to just get a sandwich and go back to the dorm. And he was in there playing pool. And so he asked me out that evening. And so I went out with him that evening. And then we started dating. And that's when, that was just shortly before Christmas. And then you said you wanted to get together over Christmas time, and I said, well, you come to Garden Valley, and Jeannie, his sister, was my roommate, was dating his roommate. So they all came into Garden Valley. Fun.
So it was really snowy. Remember, we rode horses
Yeah.
out through the meadow there, about a foot of snow, and I'd understood through conversations among the family there that her dad was looking for ranch help. So I told Ralph, this friend of mine,
That was dating
who
Jeannie.
dated my sister, I said, Ralph, I think I'm going to ask this Rodoff guy for a cowboy job.
And
He
he
says-
laughed at you.
He laughed, but he says, well, he didn't think I'd do it. Because at the time, we had actually talked about quitting school and going to Australia. At that time, Australia would pay your ticket over there, but you had to commit to 2 years to work on heavy equipment. They were building great big roads and infrastructure over there, and they were trying to get people to come over there to help. It was a 2-year contract. So we were really talking seriously about that. But while we were there at the Garden Valley, I told Ralph, I said, I think I'm going to ask this Rodoff for a job. Of course, I really didn't care that much about the job. I did like his daughter. So anyway, I was down at the barn, and her dad was down there, and I walked in and asked him about a job, and he agreed to it. So I quit school that spring quarter.
Oh, you quit after
In the
winter
winter.
quarter. You didn't go back after January. So then
And,
I quit after spring quarter.
Yeah. So Dad had an old broken down trailer house. So I pulled it over there and worked for her dad. And Dawn, you came home after spring quarter.
Yeah, I came home into March.
But so then almost a year, I guess. And then we were married in '73.
No, we got married that summer.
Yeah, that next summer.
That summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then worked for her dad through the winter. That was the year we spent in Arco, Idaho, living in a little sheep camp over there.
That was the next winter. We were there for a year and a half.
A little tiny house there in Garden Valley.
Yeah.
It was getting down to like 30 below zero at night, warming up to 10 below during the day. I was hauling water 11 miles out of the Little Lost River out there into the desert for the cows. Oh, it was quite a deal. Her dad ended up buying a bunch of hay from a local rancher there. There were 3 wire bales, baling wire, and there were 3 wires on each bale, and they averaged 127 pounds apiece. And they were out in an open field. And he had given me a international pickup, 4-wheel drive crew cab, and we'd have to feed 22 of those a day.
Oh, wow.
And dropping those bales off of that stack down onto the pickup. We totally destroyed that pickup. The sides were broke out of it. Anyway, we lived in that little sheep camp over the winter. And
Is that the one you threw the dog up out of the window
yeah,
outside?
yeah, the cows would come around the sheep camp there and get to rubbing on it. And that'd move the whole camp back and forth. And there was a little sliding window there. And Honus was just a pup, much more than a pup. I'd throw him out the window and he'd go out there and chase the cows. Man, that was cold. She kept vegetables in the bottom of her sleeping bag to keep them from freezing. We had a gunny sack of coal, and I'd get up and drop a couple of pieces of coal on the fire, dribble a little diesel on it, start it, and jump back to bed. We'd lay there and cuddle. And there was a shelf right above our head where the vapor from our breath over the course of the night would freeze. And there were little icicles that would develop underneath that shelf. And as the camp would warm up, that would melt and start dripping down on our heads. Oh, brother. Well, we didn't care. I don't think we cared too much.
No, it was good.
We honeymooned in Yellowstone, and I'd planned a 2-week honeymoon, and
We were going to camp.
yeah, we got Eddie Bauer sleep bags. Well, we bought them with the money that we got from wedding gifts. We bought Eddie Bauer sleeping bags. We've still got them,
Still have them.
and you can't sleep in them.
Are those canvas?
Well, it's true.
We've got them on a canvas.
We put canvas sleeves on them,
Oh, okay.
but they're
They're the
so
best
hot.
down. They're the best down sleeping bags
Oh.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
You needed, I think they were rated for like 30 below, and it had to be 30 below to even be in them.
They're really nice sleeping bags.
Yeah.
My parents had them too, and they bought them probably 10 years or so before we bought ours. I still have my dad's.
Really? Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those are good sleeping bags.
They are.
I always wanted
They
one.
don't make stuff like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
All Eddie Bauer makes anymore is yuppie stuff.
Yes. Still got
They
the
don't even
Yellowstone logo on it.
They don't even make camping equipment or anything anymore.
Yeah, they've really changed.
Well, we were going to camp every night, and it turned out it either snowed or rained
Oh no.
almost
Mhm.
every day, and so we'd had to get motels, and we ran out of money. I don't know, 5th or 6th day of the honeymoon, And we just so happened we were West Yellowstone. So I called my dad up and asked him if he'd send me enough money to buy gas so we could get back. And Western, what's it called?
Western Union
Western Union. He sent us
wired
a
money.
wire for so we could get enough money to buy gas to get home. So I still owe her a week of honeymoon. That's been 50 years ago.
It'll be 50 years this summer, in August.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Big
Sorry.
50th.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, we had a little puppy dog right then, and motels, some of them you couldn't have dogs. So we'd wrap it up like it was a baby and
That's little blue healer.
walk into
Aw,
the
my healer butt.
motel.
Mm-hmm.
And
He was so good.
That's too funny.
Yeah. So there you got the first chapter.
There we go.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
That's funny. I'd never heard the part about the like dating and